Hi everyone, and welcome to Teacher Ivan channel, where we cover English grammar, unit by unit. Today's video goes out to my fellow teachers, and it will cover an excellent warm-up activity that can be used to introduce present simple tense. The activity is called 20 questions. It's suitable for students of all ages, from elementary level and up, and it can go on for about 10 minutes, and it guarantees good fun. The material needed for this game is very simple. You need a pen and a small piece of paper for every student. Now let's take a look at how it's played. Students should be put in small groups, around 4 to 5 students per group. They should all have a pen and a piece of paper in front of them. Now it's really up to the teacher to pick a topic. It can be anything from famous people or sports, countries. It really depends on the topic you did earlier on with your students, or if you want to use this activity as the first part of the TTT technique. Then they have to write the name of a country, let's say, on the piece of paper and not allow anyone to see it, and hand it to the person on their left. After that, they're supposed to put the pieces of paper on their foreheads and guess what country they have by asking a series of yes or no questions about that country. They need to know the facts, so they will most likely ask questions in present simple without even realizing it. Like, am I a big country? Am I a part of Europe? And so on. Now they're allowed to ask questions as long as the answers are yes. When they get their first no as an answer, the next person gets to ask the question about his country. The objective, of course, is to be the first one to find out the name of your country. Sounds simple, right? Well, kind of. However, explaining the rules might be a bit tricky. That's why we're going to go through all the steps, making sure that the instruction giving process goes along smoothly. Step 1. Tell the students to grab their pens and form teams of 4 or 5 people and sit in circles. Give them 1 minute to do so. Now here, having a hotel bell or a projector with a stopwatch really helps. Step 2. Either give each student a small piece of paper that you prepared before class, or give them one A4 piece of paper per group and ask them to cut it in smaller pieces so everyone can have one piece. I prefer the latter because it's less work for you. Step 3. Get into one of the circles, give a marker and a bigger piece of paper to one of the stronger, more confident students, and ask him or her to quickly write down a name of a country. It's important to make sure that the student uses a marker at this point because it will be easier for the students from other groups to see what's written on the piece of paper that you're using as an example. Also, make sure to have a marker and a piece of paper for yourself so you could do the same thing. As the student is writing, you have to make it clear to everyone that you're not looking at what's being written. As soon as the student is done writing, ask him or her to flip that piece of paper over so no one can see what's written, and ask the student to give you that piece of paper. And you will do the same thing. You'll write down a country's name on your piece of paper and give that piece of paper to the student on your left. Step 4. Count to 3, and then you and the student should put your pieces of paper onto your foreheads. Now this is a crucial moment because you have to do some ICQs with the students. Stop the game for a second and ask questions like, "Did I write this?" pointing at the piece of paper on your forehead. "No." "Where is the piece of paper I wrote on?" "She has it." "Does she know what's written on her piece of paper?" "No." "Do I know what's written on my piece of paper?" "No." Step 5. Start playing the game. Now, as you ask questions, make sure to write some of them down on the board, so students know what kind of questions they should ask later on when it's their turn. Then keep asking questions until you stumble upon your first no. As soon as you hear the first no, ask the student something like, "So, you said no, what happens now? Do I still get to ask questions, or is it her turn?
It's her turn.
Also, don't forget to ask them the most important question. What are the only answers you're allowed to give?
Yes and no.
Okay, now let's have some fun. Step 6. Let them play and monitor the whole process. Move through the classroom and make sure that everyone is doing what they're supposed to do. Step 7. I'm kidding, there's no step 7. Now, bad jokes aside, there you go. That's the most efficient way to play 20 questions, at least according to me. And what's your favorite way to play this game? Did I forget to mention something? Do you think that a different approach could be more effective? I would really like to hear some of your ideas, so go ahead and write them down in the comment section of this video, because I, like everyone else here, am also here to learn. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, but above all, learn. Bye guys!